good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It's a very, very special tea time because I have more than one guest. And you know, I usually just do a one-on-one. I'm that kind of girl. All right, so let me talk about my weekend really quick, okay? It was a very exciting, busy weekend, and that's the way I like it. Friday I had a little luncheon meeting in Whitestone, Queens with a couple of people I know. And then that night I stayed in Queens. I went to Bayside to see my girls, Laura and Doreen. Doreen's the one that I went to the Spatini with at the East Side Hotel and Spa. We had a lovely evening with pizza and red wine. It was a fun girls' night. Saturday night, I headlined at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, and we were in the Giggle Room. There I am. That's me. To a sold out crowd. It was great. Unfortunately, our headliner canceled. I can't talk tonight. And no, that's going to come up. Our headliner, that's okay. Our headliner canceled. And my girl, Kathy and Arnold, co-produced. It was great. It was awesome. It was a great show. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank the comics for doing a great job. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Really, it means the world to me. Sunday, now Bobby's going to put up that picture. I was at the cutting room with Bonnie Scalise, is all the way to the right, and Kathy Arnold is in the middle. She's the one I produced the show with at Governor's. And we went to go see our good friend Irene Bremis, who is a fabulous comic. She recorded her show. There she is, all the way to the right. And Rachel Dratch from Saturday Night Live actually produced the show and opened up the show for Irene. And we had a great time. So all in all, it was a really busy, fun weekend. And I can't wait for this weekend coming. So let me get to my guest, okay? Because he's a friend of mine. He's been here before. Technically, He was here last year. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's an actor. Fred Mancuso, how are you?
Good.
Welcome back to Tea Time.
Thank you very much for having me back. It's like, now I can't get rid of you.
No, you know what it is you have a film that is going to be premiering and coming out, and which we're going to see on March 18th. And I'm having you back with the writer and one of the actors. So I'm excited that we're going to do this in segments. So for people who didn't catch Frank the last time he was here in November, he was born in Albany, New York.
Correct.
We'll do like a little recap.
Yes.
And graduated from Christian Brothers Academy.
A military high school.
Yes, it was. And you got your bachelor's degree from the College of St. Rose.
Predominantly ratio 7-to-1 all girls, which I enjoyed.
And you moved to NYC, and when you did, you were studying at HB Studios.
Yes, Bill Hickey.
Yeah.
And Michael Beckett.
And you did a lot of acting. You did a lot of acting, but then you had to take some time off.
Yeah, actually, she got into law enforcement.
Yes, you did. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Worked for Mount Vernon PD, and then in the NYPD and ended up with the New York City Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, you retired in 2014 as a deputy sheriff.
Yes,
Correct?
correct.
Okay. You also a first responder
Yes,
down at 9/11, and you know, you worked for MSG for 25 years.
25 years.
You
yeah.
get around.
Yeah, I do.
You do. And you
Private
are
security.
private security bodyguard to many famous celebrities.
Including Frank Sinatra, Al
Go ahead,
Pacino,
go ahead.
Sam Elliott, William Hurt. It just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And you did that for a while, right?
did that for a while as well.
Now, did you work for Joe's company, or did you work for another company?
No, I worked for Joe Cirillo.
You did, yeah.
Yes.
Joe Cirillo, I had on my show, and he also. All right, so you did work for him. That's
Yes.
how you met him, right?
Yes.
Originally,
Yes.
by working for him.
Yes.
Okay. All right, just double checking. And okay, so basically we recapped. But you mentioned acting. He's a actor, and he's been on, as far as TV goes, he's been on Elementary and New Amsterdam and Gotham and so many more things. But
Mysteries of Laura.
yeah, I think your first movie in 1988 was Internal Affairs. Was that your first?
No, it's actually Apology
Was it?
with Peter Weller and Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh,
That was my very first speaking role.
I love her.
Yes.
I love her. She was great. She played Cinderella on TV.
Yes.
I remember that. And then you did The Departed. And then you did a movie. You started writing, and then you
Yes.
started producing.
Yes.
Have you ever directed your own films?
No, I
Not
only.
yet.
I've
Someone
only.
else does it.
Everybody else. Chris does the directing.
Right.
I've only directed a couple scenes within
Okay.
the film itself.
So let's talk about Blue Iron, because I've seen it.
Okay, great.
It is on Tubi. It is on Amazon, and it's back in 2017. You did Blue Iron.
Right.
Talk about that.
Basically, that was a biker film.
Yes, it was.
And basically, I played the VP of the biker club.
Right.
And basically, this is how the bikers were making their money. They made a deal with the Russians to go against the cartel.
I liked it. It was
which
good.
was a mistake. And then, of course,
yeah.
we have the big shootout and everything else. And
Right.
things go, a little
Yeah,
crazy, but
yeah.
that's how reality is.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's an action-packed film. I like the special effects.
thank you.
There were special effects in it too, which was really cool. How long did that take to shoot?
That took close to a year.
Really?
Yeah, because you had a lot of different scenes, and a lot of it, was also scheduling. We had scheduling issues and stuff, trying to get everybody there, and that's one of the biggest things as a producer that you have to, as an independent filmmaker, that you really have to work with what you have at the time and stuff, with the scheduling and the actors' availability, because sometimes we had a little bit of a conflicts, or sometimes weather or locations.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How hard is it to find locations?
For the most part,
because a lot of people do like the ninja thing. They get in, they get out. Like you don't even know they're there sometimes.
Thank God we had somebody who knew, was a good friend of that person,
Right.
and let us basically work there when we needed to,
Right.
and gave
right.
us full access
Yeah.
to
Because
everything.
you did a lot of filming outside too.
Yeah. And then the other locations were at the one of the other co-producers, Hank Molesky, was able to get the Republican club or whatever.
Okay.
It was a clubhouse.
Yeah.
And basically we were able to film down in Philadelphia. So
Oh,
we filmed in
cool.
Philadelphia as well.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. So it gave us that was basically, we made that our clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did all the interior shots there.
Yeah. It was cool. All right. So talk about Shift, because Shift is now completed.
It's complete. It's on Amazon Prime and
It
TV
is?
as well.
All right. Good. So
Yep.
that's another one. All right.
Yep.
So you could go to watch that. Tell me about that one. Tell the audience members.
Okay.
about
Basically,
that
that is a sci-fi horror film.
one.
Basically, it's a young female
Yeah.
was taken at a young age and kind of basically processed through kind of a lab thing type of same
Okay.
concept. And because she's a vampire.
Ah.
And then basically things go south, and she basically wants to go after everybody that basically
Made her
betrayed
that
her.
way. Yeah.
Made her that way. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's
And
nice.
basically who she bites, she can become.
Oh.
Yes.
Little shifter going on.
And that's why it was
That's
called
why it's
Shift.
called Shift.
There you go.
Got it now. And then this one, Anami. I'm not saying it right.
Anemone.
Anemone.
is a
Anemone. Does that mean something? in
Yes, it
particular?
does.
What does it mean? Anemone.
basically it's a flower.
Really?
Yeah, it's a special kind of flower.
Yeah.
and I wrote with Bobby Chisuli from New Jersey Housewives.
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote that. Basically, Bobby will make the announcement, but
Okay.
It's also completed, and there's your special.
It's an exclusive.
It's an exclusive that Anemone is coming out, and it was made into a film, and it's done. And Bobby will be making the announcement soon.
Cool.
When that will be coming out.
All right. That's awesome.
So yeah, it's nice as a screenwriter to have your work finally being done and made into a movie. So you as a writer are kind of looking forward to seeing how that's going to come out.
Right. So. How do you feel when you see yourself on the screen?
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm like, all right, it's me, but sometimes it's like, oh my God, do I sound that bad? Yes.
I say the same thing.
I've learned to take more of the role of the producer and the writer and the creator. And like I just wrote my 11th screenplay.
Right.
And basically I got an idea from a buddy from high school. He has a friend, Tom Leone.
Right.
And he wrote, sent me like a page and a half of a story. And I just loved it. And I basically just kicked it out and I sent it to him. And I said, wow. And he goes, my God, you had everything that I wanted out of this character.
Right.
And basically it took me like a week to write the screenplay.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
But what made you originally take pen to paper? What was that? What originally said, you know what, I want to be a writer. I want to start writing. I mean, was there something that like clicked in your head?
Basically,
or a story in your head?
Yeah, story in my head. I took a lot of life experiences and I talked to like Joe Cirillo, Joe Lisi, who basically were, real officers and basically war vets from Korea.
Yeah.
And I basically said, you know what? Let me create this story called Stain, which means Special Tactics and Narcotics Enforcement.
Yes.
And it was basically about these two buddies who were veterans come back home, become cops, and they're dealing with stuff on the street. Of course, one gets killed, and now it's the other officer. Now he has to go out and go after everybody, and you have dirty cops as well as the cartel and dirty judges, and basically it's a story of a lot of action and stuff like that.
I mean, 11 screenplays, that's a lot of words. I mean, 11 screenplays, that's a lot. It's a lot of words. So
it's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words. So
and a lot of changes in drafts because when you go back through it, you have to review and it goes, oh, that doesn't make sense. Or how am I going to tie?
A lot of rewrites.
Had a lot of rewrites. And how do I tie this in? And one of my things that I have is that while I go to bed and all of a sudden I wake up at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the idea comes.
Right.
And I get up in the middle of the night and I go to the computer.
Yeah.
And I start, oh yeah, I could do this and this will work. And if I say, you know what, this happened, and I cut back to this part that ties everything in and it all works.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just don't know how, but it's coming. I'm actually, there's another one that we're working on. So that'll be 12. So I'm already on my 12 screenplay right now. So
wow, it's amazing. Well, we're here tonight to really focus on your latest project. That's like The Devil's Playground.
Yes, The Devil's Playground was written by a friend of ours,
Paul
Pinsdorf.
He's gonna come up after the break. There's the poster for it.
And basically, it was a short horror film,
right?
That we felt that we could do in one location.
Right.
We have a mutual friend who basically has a place upstate in a lake house.
Yes.
With 2
you always need a lake house.
A lake house, and it was perfect for the whole thing because it's that typical urban legend story of kids going to a camp, and of course, they go tell camp stories, and then something happens.
Something happens. Well, we're gonna take our first break, and when we come back, we're gonna be bringing Paul up. So don't go away. Stay right there. We'll be right back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm going to give some shout outs. Michael Norton, love you, watching from Florida. Bruno, good evening, my friend. And we have Mickey and everyone else that's watching. Thank you so much. Please like the show. Please share it. Tea Time is on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, and you can watch Tea Time at 11 a.m. on channel 20 for people who live on Long Island and get Optimum. And real quick, before we get to Paul, Murdered by the Mob, the longest mystery show in Manhattan, 27 years, is going to be in Bayside. There's the flyer. Keep the flyer up. Bayside on March 30th. It's a Thursday night from 7 to 10. It includes a 3-course dinner. It includes the show. It's very interactive. You're going to sing. You're going to dance. It's basically like going to an Italian wedding. Someone gets whacked, and you got to figure out who it is. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So call Bourbon Street. Make your reservations, and I hope to see you there on the 30th. Okay, so welcome, my friends. Paul Pinsdorf is here. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for
Hello.
having me.
Hey, anytime, my friend. I'm excited that you're here. This is like his first official interview, so I told him, don't be nervous.
I'm good.
He looks
I'm
good on camera. So you basically wrote
Yes.
The Devil's Playground.
Yes.
So tell me, was this the first time you wrote something, or is
no.
it something that you did and you collaborated because you produced it also,
Right.
correct?
Right.
So it's your baby.
Right.
So
right. tell
tell me how you two met and how it all happened, this love connection.
Well, we met through a mutual friend, Caesar, and they knew all the guys knew that we both were into writing, into movies and stuff. So they said, "You guys gonna hang out?" So yeah, we actually met. He called me up. Yeah,
I know a match for you.
Yeah. It was pretty much like that. It's like
The
you
two
guys,
bald-headed guys. Yes.
Yeah. We were both law enforcement,
Yes.
so we have a lot of things in common.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You served from 2008 to I'm sorry, 2000 to 2020.
Correct. 20 years.
20 years. So thank you for your service.
you.
But
You're
let's back up a little bit. Originally from Bayside,
Yes.
okay, my hometown.
Yes,
So he's a
yes.
Bayside boy. Went to Holy Cross High School. Shout out to Joe Sclafani if you're watching. You don't know him. I had asked you if you know him.
No, I don't.
And then you went to Queensboro.
Yes.
And then you said, you became a police officer.
Yes.
So now we're all caught up.
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So going back to your question, I'm into horror films and stuff like that. So I was watching a horror film one day,
Yeah.
and it was called The Ruins. It's the movie I was watching, and I'm like, I'm gonna write my own story with the. It's a typical 3 guys, the 2 girls, they're hanging out, and you have the introvert, you have the bully,
Right.
So I said, yeah, let me do that. So what I was a big fan of was watching The Twilight Zone.
Right.
So this has a lot
love
of
the Twilight Zone.
a lot of elements of the Twilight Zone where it's more what you don't see is what's scary.
Right.
And then within that, we have a backstory with Evan that's going to be coming out,
Yeah.
and that's like a Friday the 13th. So it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And how long did it take you to write it?
I don't think it took me that long. I just had the idea. This came to me. I ran with it, and
So
it's
it usually
short.
happens, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that didn't take because it was only 10 pages maybe.
So you actually,
yeah.
you also wrote Till Death Do Us Part.
Yes.
Back in 2016 and 2012, you did New Day, New Fate.
Yes.
Those were both shorts.
Right. 10 minutes.
And then
films, yeah.
2008 to 2010, you did Zombie Hunter, City of the Dead.
Right.
You actually, on top of writing it, you also produced that also.
Right, I
And
helped
that was a
produce-
series.
Yes, that was off public access. That was my
Right.
first,
Yeah.
introduction to this.
Yeah. But in this one, you're actually acting in
Yes,
this one. And
yes.
is this your acting debut?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Yes.
Were you nervous about it?
No, actually, it was fine. I did a scene with Frank.
And you played a cop,
Yes.
which is a stretch.
Yes, absolutely.
So I guess
Yeah.
it, kind of came
He played
naturally.
the sheriff of the
Yeah.
town.
The sheriff.
Well,
Did you have a twang? You had a twang?
no.
All right,
I
you're
go
just saying it like
no,
that.
I
Okay.
couldn't do that. No,
I was
Gotta
just-
have fun.
Just checking.
no,
Just checking. So, do you like to be in front of the camera or behind it?
oh,
Would-
definitely behind it.
You
yeah.
feel more comfortable behind it.
Yes.
So, would you act again though? Would you be? In
yeah, I would
something?
try it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. I had a fun time. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Are you in like more than one scene?
No,
Or
it's
one-
just one scene.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
All right, so it's
yeah.
less pressure.
Oh, absolutely. And we filmed it in my dining room. Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even more
We
homey.
converted my dining room into a hospital room. It worked. It looked
Really?
really.
It worked,
It
yeah,
looked
it did.
really. You will never know. It
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
We
awesome.
just moved all the furniture and used
yeah.
You know, you just need
two
imagination.
sides of the wall.
Just
and a cot.
imagination. That's it.
That's
See
it.
that? See that?
Yes.
So for people looking for a hospital, that's how you do
So
it.
it's absolutely.
That's amazing, really. So Devil's Playground.
Correct.
This is going to premiere. We're going to a premiere.
Yes.
They invited me to a premiere.
Yes.
It's
man.
exciting.
March 18th.
March 18th. It's by invite only.
That is correct.
We're not going to say where it is. We don't need people showing up
No.
because they
Not
will.
yet.
You know, they will. But it's in New York.
In Brooklyn, yes.
And it's on the 18th. And I'm excited to actually see it.
Yes. It's a
You
lot of
know,
fun.
to see your baby on
Yes.
the big
absolutely.
screen.
It's very exciting. Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
Are you working on anything else right now?
Yes, I'm actually. I'm not gonna. I can't say what it is, but what I'm doing
You don't have
is
to say what it is.
no. But I'm writing a sequel to an '80s hit film that I'm going to try to sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
And there were a lot of good 80s
Yeah.
hit films back
Yeah.
in the day.
But
Does
I have
it
a
have
lot
to
of.
do with horror? Can I ask
No,
the
no,
genre
no.
of it?
No, no.
It's what coming of age teen movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
It's a very
I'm just
popular
asking.
film.
Okay. Because it seems like you stayed in like the horror.
Not
genre.
necessarily. No, this is like a couple horror. That was my in way, but I've done drama, mostly drama though. You know.
Right.
But we actually do have one more of his horror films scripts that we will be using as part of the series of the
Okay.
first part.
Yeah.
Devil's Playground is the first one.
Right.
The next one will be the Delusional PA. Next one will be Dark Forest. That's
Blood
what-
Forest. Blood
yeah,
Forest.
Blood
So
Forest.
is it almost
With-
like they're intertwined
Yes.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a similar theme or
Okay.
basically to everything. And then after that, we have the one more after that. So we have 4 series of
Yeah, like
short
Harry
horror films.
Potter.
Well, like the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
anthology kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Like the Creep Show. Each
Yeah.
time
Right.
we use the actors. I'm going to put
So
them
did you
into-
like horror flicks growing
Oh,
up?
absolutely.
Oh,
Oh,
so what's your favorite horror flick?
The Shining's up there,
Okay.
and The Shining kind of is in this. Like, there's a little with the character, kind of,
It's twisted.
yeah. It starts off, but the guy starts like normal, and it goes that way. So the characters.
Aren't we all
Yes,
a little
yes.
normal and becomes a little twisted?
Yes.
All of us
Yes.
have it inside of us. For me, did you ever see the movie Happy Birthday to Me?
I know the movie. Now I don't know if I saw it.
It is a great. My
Yeah, it's
cousin.
an 80s, like an
yeah,
80s,
yeah,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. When you mentioned 80s
Yeah.
horror, that's the first movie that popped into my head. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, some people like to be scared, some people don't. I get it, And then there are all types of horror flicks that are out there.
Right.
Like The Shining. The Shining is, when you think
Classic.
about it,
Classic.
it's that it doesn't have everything else that another horror flick might have.
Absolutely.
There's not too much blood and guts and gore, and not the way it can be as graphic.
It's more psychological.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the good thing
Correct.
about horror is just that the genre is a wanted market for it.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's like everybody wants to be a part of it.
I mean, look at Jamie Curtis. Hello.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
long did
Well,
she
that's
ride?
why I was
How
gonna
long
say.
did she ride that wave?
Yeah.
She's still writing it.
You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, she's still
That's
right.
what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I mean, really.
But that's one of the things that we felt.
If you need a Curtis character, let me know.
You got it.
Well,
You
see,
got it.
that's one of the things that we felt as we
Yeah.
collaborated together because
Right.
based on the Devil's Playground, I wrote part 2.
Right.
He wrote part 3, and Chris is going to write part 4.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we felt that we all connected because we're all
Right.
into that type
Yes.
of
Yeah.
thing. Because Chris, does all the film and he does all the editing and he does all the special
And what's
effects.
really cool is that you can really bounce your ideas off of
Oh
each
yeah,
other,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
then take it in a direction you
And
want
that's
it to
exactly
go.
what we did with the Devil's Playground. We let the actors.
Are you in now? What part do you have in the Devil's Playground?
Oh, I'm the crazy orderly.
Are you the crazy
No,
orderly?
I'm just the orderly. I'm
All
not
right,
crazy.
Yeah.
okay. All right.
We have small parts.
I forgot to ask you.
Yes, no, that's okay.
We're normal in the movie. Yeah,
You are?
yeah we.
Yes, we're-
All right,
normal this
questionable
time.
in real life, but
Well, that's
normal in the
different.
movie.
That's a different. No, but as far as the movie, we're good. Yeah.
Do you have any other talents, Paul? Do you dance? Do you sing? What do you like to do? I mean, do you?
I train in the martial arts. I've been doing that.
Yeah, you work out a lot.
Yeah.
You work out a lot.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah. Stay in shape.
I try. Now that I'm retired, I could do that.
Yeah, that's good. And you're still in Queens.
Yes.
Yes,
Based,
you're in
Whitestone.
You're in Whitestone now.
Mhm.
I know. It's like you can take the boy out of Queens, but you can't take
No,
Queens out of
yeah,
the boy.
yeah,
I
same
know.
area.
I
my whole
feel you.
life,
I
yeah.
totally hear you. All right, so listen, before we take my next commercial break, like in 2 minutes, is there anything you'd like to add that I didn't? Because I don't want to leave anything out before we bring up Evan. I'm with 3 men tonight. How lucky am I? Woohoo!
This is a first for you.
I is a baby.
No, I think you hit everything.
Did I?
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just excited for you.
Well, thank you.
Because I'm looking to the 18th, and this is just the beginning of many more things to come.
Absolutely.
For
And the
you.
good thing about this, as independent filmmakers, we are always out there trying to get more work, and as soon as we get the finance, then we'll be out there producing more films.
And you know what? How do people follow you or know what you're doing?
Well, I'm on Facebook, IMDb, and
Okay. Yes. So it's Paul, and it's Pinsdorf. It's
Right.
PINSDORF.
Right.
Correct. So, and then it's Frank. Thank you. So, thank you. So, just look up him. He's on Facebook. He's on
Instagram.
Insta. Are you on Insta? You're not on
No,
Insta.
no,
I
no.
tried stalking you on Insta.
Oh,
I couldn't find you.
sorry.
All right, so he's not on Insta. So
Sorry.
he's on Facebook and IMDb,
Right.
and Frank's all over the place
Yes.
like a whore. So
Thank
we're
you.
going to take my next break. And when we come back, we're going to be coming back with Evan Duncan, who's in the movie, The Devil's Playground. Stay right there. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. Hi everyone, it's Teresa from Tea Time. I have a show on every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Channel 20. What's Tea Time about? Tea Time is about interviewing people in the entertainment industry. Actors, producers, singers, dancers, magicians, MMA fighters, Donnie Most from Happy Days, and Butch Patrick from the Munsters, Kieran Sheehan, who played the lead in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, and so many more. So check out my show. It's fun, it's entertaining, and it's interesting. Hope to see you there.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love.
Hello, random.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. Look at this, they're multiplying.
There you go.
I'm a lucky girl.
But this one's got hair.
He does.
For
So
now.
listen, I'm back, and this young gentleman next to me is an actor. He's a musician. He's also a writer. Evan Duncan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good, better than I deserve. How about you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm above ground. It's a good
Yeah,
day. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? All right, so let's find out more about Evan. Evan, you're originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was just in Savannah not that long ago.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Oh, such a beautiful
And
place.
you went to Southern Crescent Technical College.
Yeah, did that for a while.
And you youngster graduated in 2015.
Yeah.
And 2016, you went to the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is that when you moved to New York? Was in 2016?
Yeah, 2016.
Okay,
moved to
so
New York.
what made you take this leap? Because it's a big leap you're young. You're young. I
Yeah.
understand you do things when you're young.
For sure.
And you said, I want to go to New York City
Yeah, honestly, I flipped a coin and it landed heads, and here
instead
I
of
am.
LA.
Yeah,
Aren't we lucky?
yeah, it was legit. I
That's
applied for one
awesome.
college, got in,
Really?
and was like, should I go? And I flipped a coin, and here I am.
Wow.
I owe everything to that coin flip.
You do. And things, you know what it is too, because I was saying how once a month I want to try to have a female on because it is a male dominated industry. Let's face it. And then just like comedy. And then I also want to have newbies on. And you're a newbie. You really haven't been acting that long. You actually, in 2018, you were in a short called Control.
Yes.
Played a guy named Terrence.
Yes. Yeah, I think that was the character's name was Terrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I played a school shooter. That was-
Okay. All right.
yeah, that was weird. And
Someone
then
has
now
to
I'm
do
doing
it.
this. and
Someone has to do it.
Very
in
similar roles.
And in 2020, you did Magnetic Baby,
yeah, that
which was
fun
also a
one.
short, and you played Stevie.
Yeah, which is an actual real guy from a band called Semi Precious Weapons.
Really?
They so before Lady Gaga was the thing, Semi Precious Weapons.
Okay.
Like Lady Gaga opened for this
Right.
band,
Yeah.
and so now the lead singer in that band, Justin, is
Right.
now like writes all the hits you hear on the radio
Right.
today. So there was a short film about it. I got to play the lead guitarist, and it was great.
Uh-huh. And you also wrote self-published your own comic book. Tell me about that.
Yes, Milkmen. It just came out this past October,
Uh-huh.
and it's just about superheroes in the 1940s and like what life
What
is like.
do you know about the 1940s?
Whatever Wikipedia tells me.
Really? Okay, there it is.
Yeah, and it's just
All
about like superheroes having to deal with
Uh-huh.
World War II, and it's just a nice short 24 pages, super colorful.
Nice.
It's about a little boy who turns into a cow superhero and shoots milk out of his hands.
That's great.
Originally, I was going to do udders, but then I was like, that might be a little.
All
too much.
right.
So
Might
we
be,
did- we
might
did
be pushing
hands.
it. So now you made it big time on the Devil's Playground.
Oh yeah.
With this gentleman sitting next to you, Frank, my boy. So I wanted to know, how did you two meet? How did this happen? And then we're going to get into, who you're playing in the movie. I know you're playing a counselor. We won't give anything else away, but
That's correct.
Yeah.
Hello. You play a counselor, but how did this happen?
Basically, this was a small role of a counselor killer. And basically, I just needed someone who had magician skills,
Okay, so basically you were looking for someone who can do
some card tricks, stuff like that, because that's what
magic.
magic.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anybody through word of mouth or any other people.
Right.
So I went to one of our friends recommended to go to Mandy, where you could find some actors on that. And I
Right.
went through a whole thing.
Right.
I saw his face with that look, and I said, "Oh my God, this guy's exactly the type of kid that I'm looking for." And when I scrolled down on his skills, and as an actor, like I said, now as a producer, it's very important that you put that down because we look at that stuff. And
Okay, so I want everyone to hear that again. So when you do your resume,
Yes.
or IMDb, you must put your special skills down, whether it's from riding a horse to
Yes.
to bowling to archery,
Yes.
canoeing. I mean, you put everything down that you can do, and you put down your skill of magic.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when we
And then
I didn't even
that's-
know I had a Mandy account. for the
Really?
rest.
so when I it said that he could do
Wow.
magic tricks with his hands and
Yeah.
cards and stuff.
Right.
I tried to reach out. He never answered.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Really?
He didn't know
existed.
that. So I finally called the number.
Oh,
It turned out to be an agency.
Okay.
And I spoke to his manager
Right.
and basically got a hold of him and said, "Listen,
You have an agent and a manager?
The same one.
it's the same one."
Oh, it's the same
But
one?
yeah.
I got to get me one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does
So
everything
Basically,
for me.
I said, "Hey, I've been trying to reach this kid."
Right.
So she, reached out and had him call me.
Right.
And I said, "Listen, I have a role for you. Here's the sides." I sent them the sides and
Right.
audition, and we were like, "That's him."
Wow.
Yeah. And
How
then
cool is
basically,
that?
like I said, once we got on set, we just said, "Play with it."
Right.
and
Right.
he-
You did a lot of improv, right?
Yeah,
a
and he
lot.
Were
came
you
through.
used to doing improv at all?
Yeah, I mean, so with the New York Conservatory, we have training.
Yeah, well,
in
I was going to
improv,
say, yeah. I mean,
We did like
they
a year or
prepare you for
two.
pretty much everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. You covered it all.
No, go
You
ahead.
hit it all.
No, but like I said, Chris just
Yeah, I mean, it's only like what, like a 1-2 pages originally?
yeah, it was 1 or 2 pages originally, but we
Yeah.
basically,
Right?
I mean, matter of fact, they shot scenes without me even knowing about it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't until I saw on the dailies
hmm
that I'm like, when did you shoot this?
It was so fun because I'd look at Chris
Yeah.
and go, "Hey, Chris, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but just hit record."
Right.
And then I'd do the thing, and then afterwards he'd go,
right.
"That was it."
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
Like,
it's,
like that's-
to me, it's the best scene out of
Yeah.
the movie.
And then just
Right.
keep adding
Yeah,
to it, and
and
it's
we
just
just- yeah.
such collaborative.
So you're
thing.
living in Manhattan.
Yeah, I live in.
How much of a
Upper East
culture
Side.
shock was that for you coming,
It was and it wasn't. I was
'Cause-
always ready. I
Alright,
always moved a
yeah.
little bit faster
Yeah.
in Georgia. Everybody in Georgia moves slow, and they
Right,
always
right.
ask you, "How's your mom and them?"
Right.
New York, no one cares. And I
It's
like
true.
it's kind of
It
this
is
nice,
true.
comforting.
It's
You
true.
can walk down the street wearing anything, and no one cares.
Yeah, there's no
great.
judgment here.
No
You know what I'm
judgment.
saying? I mean, I was in the city Saturday night, and like I joke around saying it doesn't smell like urine anymore. It's like I got high after walking down 5 blocks
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the scent of reefer just I was like, whoa.
Yes.
I mean, so
big
if
changes.
you want to get
happening.
high, you could just go to the city for free and walk around 10 blocks. You know what I'm saying? So,
Not a runner's high, it's a
where can
walker's high
tell
now.
people where they can find you, how they find you, and
Yeah,
follow
I mean,
you.
I'm on Instagram. That's really the main source. I have an art account and
Insta
a
because he's
film account.
young people.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I have a Facebook. You can follow me there as well. if
So
you
it's
like.
Evan Duncan,
Yes.
like Sandy Duncan.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Instagram's at Evan Duncan 4 because I'm Evan Duncan for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
that's a
it.
good one.
So,
Are you have any upcoming projects that you're going to be working on?
Yeah, I'm currently producing my own web series as well. I was really inspired by what
Yeah.
these guys are doing and just seeing
Nice.
how well that
Yes.
putting your own kind of grit behind something can really
Mhm, mhm.
create amazingness. So I got my own
Yeah.
web series coming out. It's called Spare Room. So keep an eye out for that as well. There's a few
Nice.
episodes already out right now.
Nice.
tell them where.
They're out on YouTube. You just
There
look
you
up
go.
Spare Room.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. I'm writing and directing one of them, one of the newer ones. So
And
it's
what's
gonna
it
be good.
about?
it's just about these two guys who have a spare room in their New York City apartment, and each episode they get a revolving door of guests to come in, and you have to deal with this random guest that's gonna be really wild and crazy.
So it's reality.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like a
much.
reality show.
right. It's a lot of fun to do. It's a lot of fun to write. We have actors come in and go, "I've always wanted to play this kind of a role." We're like,
Right.
great. Well, we'll write that role for you, and you
Yeah.
can do that for an episode.
That's
You
great.
know, It's a
That's
lot of fun.
a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. So you're excited about the 18th also?
Oh yes, yeah.
We won't tell them anything.
Yeah, they won't let me see the movie.
What do
They
you
won't let me
mean?
watch it. They won't
You
let me
mean
watch it until the
before
18th. Yeah,
Oh,
till
you have
the
to
18th.
wait till the 18th.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm in it. They won't let me watch
Who
it.
has seen it? Just the two
Just-
of you?
No.
Three of
Three
you.
of us.
Three of you.
Yeah.
And how
Correct.
long? How long is it?
It's going to be about 42 minutes. It's a short horror,
Okay.
but like I said,
It's
just
long for a short.
yeah.
You know,
No,
I've
I
seen
know.
shorts that are 8 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but
Yeah,
like I said, we extended because we had great actors. Everybody
Yeah.
really meshed together. The
Right.
actors really studied; they knew their stuff, and
Yeah.
we just gave them a lot of range. And like I said, we just said, you know what, add here, add this line, do this, and it was like, wow, this is just really making
Yeah.
enhancing Paul's script just to make it better, and it's all going to come together, and we're very happy with what's coming out. Actually, when I go home tonight, I just got the updated version, so I'll be going home and doing some final checks on everything and stuff. So yeah, we're excited.
It is exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. So, Evan, you have a girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're not going to
Yeah.
get too personal, but he's taken, ladies.
I am.
And so, look, most struggling actors have to have a day gig.
Mhm.
What's yours?
I am a bartender, so that is my day. Well, that's my
Okay.
night gig, I guess.
All
Acting's
right,
my
so
day
people
gig.
can
right?
show up and you pour them a drink. And
That's it. Yeah, I'm the best beer pourer in Murray Hill.
you want to give a shout out to where the
Yeah,
what
sure.
bar it
Craft
is?
and Carry is the name of the bar. We have 8 locations all over the city, so we're like the middlemen for craft beer. We have about
they don't revolve you from. Do they? They don't.
Hmm?
Do they revolve you? Like, do they?
No, I'm only in
rotate
one
you
location.
from like
Rotate,
bar to
right,
bar.
yeah. No, I'm
Do
in
they
one location.
Revolve. Hold on.
Rotate
Rotate you
I
from
know
bar.
what you meant.
Do you
I'm with
bar hop
Yeah,
at your job?
get paid to bar hop.
Yeah.
No, I'm only at
So you have
one
one
location.
location.
Yeah, which is in Murray Hill. So come by, say hello
Oh,
if you're
all right.
around.
There you go.
We
There
got
you
about
go.
300 different kind of craft beers. And
Wow.
I guarantee I can find you a beer that you'd like.
Really?
Guarantee. That's the Evan guarantee.
Wow.
So basically, after the premiere, we're going to his bar to drink.
I was just gonna
I
say
got you.
that.
I'll hook us up.
There we're
Yeah,
going.
it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a. It's
Well,
gonna
we
be
need
a
a
good
place
night.
after the premiere to
You
party.
need an after party.
it.
There we
An after
go.
party
Okay,
place.
so beers on
I
around
got you.
him.
We'll do beer shots.
Sounds
Wow.
good.
Is there any look, this is a horror flick.
Mhm.
So is there any character that you see yourself playing that you haven't played yet?
I always get cast as villains, surprisingly. So I'd like to
Really?
play a hero.
To me, I look at you and you're like the boy next
That's
door.
why people do it. It's because everybody
because
they-
you're unsuspect.
I'm
There you
unsuspect.
go.
Yep.
Oh,
But
okay.
I
He
can
started-
switch on to that like very
Paul said,
malicious.
He starts off sweet,
hmm
and then something happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't say whose kid it was that turned him, ticked him off.
Right.
But
That's
yes.
great. No,
Yeah, I learned that very early on in my career, and so now
Yeah.
I'm like trying to just.
but I'm
hone in on
excited
it.
for you. And what's even more exciting is, you took that chance.
Mhm.
You came to the Big Apple. You're doing this, really not that long when you think about it.
No,
you know?
yeah, maybe
And
5 years.
Yeah, and things are taking off, and one door opens, another door opens, so it's a good thing. Agent slash manager, whatever you got going on. Like I said, hopefully, this will continue and snowball for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I
Is
hope
there any
so.
advice that you can give up and coming actors that you've learned in your
Yeah,
journey?
absolutely. I would just say have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, what are you doing? Right. That's the whole point of all of this.
Yeah,
So
and not to give up.
and not to give up.
Not
It's
to
a very
give up.
it's an endurance test. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is.
Right.
It really is. Because
Yeah.
there are times where I'm sure, us all sitting here as actors, except Paul.
Well, he is now.
He is
He's
now.
now.
Technically, he is.
Yeah.
But, we've all, Frank left for a while and came back. And I think, it's kind of like the thing that you love, but sometimes doesn't love you back.
That's
That's
true.
right.
Well, we talked about it in the previous show that you get denied, you get denied, you get denied. But the one thing I keep saying that I've learned in life is if there's a wall in front of you, learn to go around it, learn to go over it, or
through
learn
it.
to go under it or go through it.
Yeah.
And the other advice I would give is basically go out like Evan's doing and like what we're doing. We're going out there, making it on our own,
Do it yourself.
doing our own stuff,
Yeah.
being creative, learning, the other side of the business
Right,
and
right.
doing that. And then maybe someday somebody will say, hey, I saw you in so-and-so. We like what you did.
Right.
That's how you're going to get it noticed
Right,
because
right.
waiting for someone to
Yeah,
call you
it's
and
not
pick
gonna
up that
happen.
phone's not
Yeah,
going to happen.
Yeah.
So that would be my
Right,
advice that
that's
I
right.
learned, my,
That's a great advice. That's a great advice
That's
that he's
it.
a given.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we'll take my last break. Don't go away because when we come back, look, I got the cast. I got the cast and the writer here of this movie, The Devil's Playground. I've never done this before. This is a Tea Time exclusive. Stay right there. We'll be back after this. Don't go away.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so excited. I have the cast, the writer of The Devil's Playground here. I have Paul, I have Frank, I have Evan, and I'm excited. So listen, real quick. Me. It's all about me for a quick second. I'm going to be murdered by the mob. And it's on March 30th at Bourbon Street in Bayside. There's the flyer. Screenshot it. Call the number. 3-course dinner. Show, murder mystery, someone gets whacked, you figure out who did it. It's so much fun. The whole audience gets to sing. We dance. We eat. Gonna have a blast. 7 to 10, October 30th. Thank you for October. There I go again with October.
And Frank's gonna be
March
there.
30th. Frank's gonna be. Yeah, Frank.
Frank's coming. I'm coming.
He's coming. They're coming. So listen, really, I just have to ask you, because you like do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do it yourself.
No.
Do you find what's the hardest thing getting the funding? Because let's face it, without the Fazools, and we talked about this,
That's true.
nothing gets done. So where do you get your money from? How do you make this happen?
Basically, if it wasn't for good friends.
Okay, so investors.
Yes, investors. I had good
Okay.
friends and family.
Yes.
And basically, you have to do it. And it's hopefully everything works out as long as you know what you're doing. I mean, that's the whole point. But if you do, and you have the right team.
Well, that's the other thing. You have to have a good camera person. You have to have
Exactly.
a good editor.
I mean, you can't just say, "Hey, guys, we're just going to put this together." You need to have basically people who've worked in the industry who know what they're doing. Because like I said, when you need not only the writer, but you need the camera, you need an editor, you need a sound guy, you need full crew to do everything. You need location, you need props, you need money for expenses, you need locations.
Right.
Because otherwise, without the whole setup with the locations,
right,
the story doesn't come alive. Because where you're filming it.
So what was the lowest budget you ever?
This one, The Devil's Playground.
Really?
Yes.
And the most expensive?
Basically Shift.
It wasn't Blue Lion.
No, actually, Shift was bigger because it took more time, more locations, bigger cast.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it because it's on Tubi
Yeah.
now. I couldn't find it. I found the other one, Blue Lion. So then you worry about distribution
Yes.
and how all that works and how that's a process.
With that one, you have to be careful as well, because the first time we had gotten an aggregator, basically someone who was our middleman, unfortunately things didn't work out.
Right.
And that's why you need a good entertainment lawyer, basically to make sure that everything is legal and you don't get burned. Basically, we had a nice, I had to learn that part of the business,
right?
Where you have to have the language put in that either party can terminate the contract in writing within 30 days, which we did.
Okay.
And then basically, after we got done with the other two movies, we were trying to find a new distributor. And then basically I found out through, I think it was Gravitas Venture or Shutter, one of the ones that we had submitted to, basically said, listen, you guys should go to Film Hub. And Film Hub is an independent market where you can submit your project. And if they accept it, they will put it into like a catalog.
Right.
And basically all different types of streaming services. Well, then if they select your project, if they like it, they will pick it up.
Really?
And the good thing about it is it's better for us because you don't have any middleman,
right?
And you don't have people like an agent or anything else, forcing you to pay $25,000 up front, where we were able to basically say they get 20%, we get 80%.
Right.
So as a filmmaker, it's geared towards the independent filmmaker.
Right.
So that's where we're going to go. I mean, we did invite I think about 6 different horror film distributors.
Right.
Hopefully they
right.
come to see
on
our
the
film
18th.
on the
okay.
18th.
Oh, that's
and then
cool. That's smart.
Yeah,
very
course.
smart.
And then if not, at least we have our options to go to back to Film Hub, where we can submit directly to the horror films themselves, and hopefully we get picked up from there. But like I said, one of the things that not only as a writer, as a producer, you have to learn, a whole bunch of
There's a
different
lot
things.
involved.
There's a lot involved, especially legal stuff.
And it's kind of like educating yourself. Is that what you found too, Evan?
Yeah.
Especially producing your own stuff.
Absolutely. There's a lot of
what kind of
pieces.
hiccups? What kind of hiccups have you had along the way?
Just you spending the money pays off, on people. When you're starting out, you really want to try to have people do things to collaborate and do it for cheap and free. And then you quickly learn that they're doing it free and cheap for a reason. So it pays to pay people. And even if it's a little bit, it really goes a long way because it just makes it all that professional.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest hiccup. The biggest lesson I think we've had to learn on our production was that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. And it makes sense. It really does. We'll give a quick shout out to Linda and Joe and Frank. Thank you for watching, joining the show, and everyone again watching. I appreciate your support for Tea Time. I am with the cast, writer, crew, producer, actor of the Devil's Playground. Bobby's going to put up that flyer, the poster again. Devil's Playground, there it is, and hopefully it'll be streaming eventually on Tubi or Amazon
Yes.
eventually. It is a 42 minute short,
Yep.
and we're going to have a premiere on
March 18th.
March 18th, which is a week from this Saturday at a disclosed location.
Yes.
And I'm excited. I'm excited. And thank you. I appreciate you inviting me for this.
Thank you.
And I'm excited
You're
to see your words and your acting on the big screen.
I'm excited to
It's
see it too for the
exciting.
first time.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
for the first time, they won't let you see it. I can't believe they
I don't
won't let
know.
you see
Sorry.
it. Why are you torturing him?
We did put a trailer out. We put a trailer out
Yeah,
on Facebook.
and
Yeah.
that's
I'm in it
not-
like that much.
Oh,
Yes, I
really?
know.
At least
Yeah.
you're in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
but still, I mean, really.
We
So-
want the cast to be really excited
Right.
when they get there and
right,
everything else. And
Right.
we
And,
have
and how many people are in the cast?
there's about 13, 14 Paul.
Yeah, I would say.
There's about 13 or 14.
Mhm.
The
And
5
so-
main characters.
Yeah, the 5 main characters,
Right.
a couple of the counselors, a couple of people who get whacked.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And
They
And
bite
we have
the
a
bullet.
backstory.
Yeah.
The backstory with the old woman.
yeah.
Okay.
So we have a little scary couple parts here and there.
Yeah.
I would say like 20
Yeah.
people, if you really.
You know. Yeah.
Is it so? Because you kind of explained it almost like
Twilight Zone.
like an 80s kind of like
Like
Oh,
I
it
said,
is.
it's like
It's
a
a
Twilight
flashback.
Zone with a splash of Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you have like kind of like both horror
Yeah.
genres
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite part in the movie?
Evan's part. It's seriously. Yeah. You'll see. When, He hasn't seen it, but when you see him.
Yeah.
Like I said, only 3 of us have really seen the full thing.
Uh-huh.
You know? And like I said, I'll get to see more of the final.
How
cut
long
with
ago
the
did you
stream.
film it?
Actually, we filmed this last May, so it's less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're
that's
already done.
good.
We actually would have been done earlier, but we felt that it needed one more scene.
Okay.
So Paul and I wrote this little quick scene that we put ourselves in.
That's my dining room.
His dining room.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we created a hospital psychiatric room
Okay.
and created that to add a little bit
Very
to
genius.
explain the
Yes.
story a little bit better.
Right.
And basically, we felt that was needed, and we did that. And but these are additional expenses that, as a producer, like I said, it costs money because we have to bring everybody back.
Right.
We got to pay the
right,
actors.
Right.
We had
right.
food. Little. I mean,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
small stuff, but it does.
Yeah.
The
it does,
director's in Florida. We had to fly him up.
Yeah. So
Really?
Yeah.
so.
Wow.
But but it's all worth it. I mean, that's the whole process. Is once it's completed.
And
you're like,
Evan, did were you able? You just sent him the sides. You didn't send him the whole script, right? You just sent him sides to audition for. Is that what you
Saying
got?
for the audition was just the side.
Yeah, just the
And then,
sides.
yeah, no, I know. But
Yeah.
then they sent you the whole script.
I think you did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
read
we
it?
did.
So you
Yeah, I read the whole
I want to
script.
be part of this.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even when I read the script, once again, it was like 2 pages. So I was like, oh, I'll show up for like 30 minutes. And then it ended up
Yeah.
being a whole day.
Yeah.
Really?
A long day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so fun though. I mean,
Because we said,
great.
Chris just clicked and said, try this, try that. And he was like, professional actor. And he just improvised. And we were like, yeah, we got him. This is him. Yes. We were like,
because
yeah.
you felt like you casted the right person.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely,
without a doubt.
absolutely.
Because we tried several people and we just could not find the right, that right good looking
The
kid.
fit, the fit,
Yes.
the fit.
Right. Well, we
And-
can find a
and
good-looking
one of
And when
kid,
you
but-
know, you know.
And one of the things that is, like Paul knows, and we were talking about it in the car, that we had somebody actually 3 people drop out. We had 2 people drop out the night before.
Really?
We were fuming. And then we had one of the other main 5 drop out the week before.
Wow.
So we had to go back to scrambling to recast.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what? I look at things this way. Sometimes things are meant to happen.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, and it really worked out because the people that we got were much better than
You
the thing.
see, but you
So-
know, there are no accidents in life.
No, well, that's what
Right.
I'm saying.
And that's exactly how it was
yeah.
supposed to happen.
So we had 2 people
Exactly.
cancel out the night before,
Yeah.
and we recast it real quick,
Yeah.
and they worked out beautifully. And then one of the main 5 was
Yeah.
canceled out a week ahead of time, and we recast it. We sent them the sides. We loved them, and you know what? It was like the 5th part of the hand that just matched right in.
That's amazing. That's so great. Well, I'm glad I had you all here tonight. Shout out to Joe DeBarry because he's watching too. And again, Frank Mancuso, Evan Duncan, Paul Pinsdorf. You could actually follow all of them on Facebook. Not Paul on Insta, everybody else. And the Devil's Playground will be eventually, I'll let everyone know, when you can see it, where you could see it. But I'm excited for all of you. I'm excited to see it on the 18th.
Great, thank
And
you.
thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank
Special
you.
tea time with the cast and the writer and the producer of the movie, The Devil's Playground. Listen, real quick, March 30th, I'm going to be at Bourbon Street for Murdered by the Mob. Listen, people, you have to come out and see this show because it's like nothing you ever experienced before. Call Bourbon Street, get your tickets. I hope to see you there. It's a 3-hour show, 7 to 10. Thank you, Bobby. I want to thank everyone for watching Tea Time. I appreciate everyone. I love everyone. Please tell everyone you love them, and I'll see you next week, everybody. Ciao. Say
Ciao.
goodbye.
Bye.